Saurabh Shukla is with us. Our senior editor, Shravan, is also with us. Once again, it just goes on to show the impunity with which the Mumbai police is acting, isn't it, Saurabh? Because they had, released these statements a day after the top cop came out and named Republic TV wrongly as part of this alleged scam, that there has been no proof or evidence found against anybody else. Those who are actually named in the FIR. But on the back of this Hansa research report, we had shown that that is not true. They had good evidence to mount their investigation on instead of giving clean chits within 24 hours.
Shivani, I'm surprised at this bizarre act of Mumbai police. One, I'm sure they are very well aware that journalists are not supposed to reveal their sources. This is just a pressure tactic. And I will say that will only strengthen any good reporter even further. And I'm sure that your network has been strengthened even further following these kind of pressure tactics. Because, we as journalists have always been votary of freedom of press and also, a balance, so to say. That's what we do as journalists. It's our job to ask questions and the right questions to whoever is in power or whoever, we think is guilty of wrongdoing. I think we stay in a democracy. India is a very vibrant democracy, and I hope the honourable court.
No, but the problem is, Saurabh, that the police is acting in this blatant fashion. But neither has the political class said anything. They seem to be hand in glove in this. Neither is anybody else, the so-called vanguards of democracy and constitutionality saying anything. Saurabh, can you hear me?
That's what I'm saying. It's a question.
The bigger issue is that this is not just about Republic TV. This is about press in general.
To any other media outfit. This is time that media in India, and I said when it happened to reporters of some other network, I spoke out. When it's happening with reporters of your network, I'm speaking out. I believe that India, democracy can be strengthened only when there is freedom of press. And these kind of acts, these kind of vendetta acts will only weaken the very ethos of democracy, which is a free and fair media.
Okay, Shravan is also with us. Shravan, in this case, the Mumbai police stands in the dock for deliberately and maliciously turning what was this alleged TRP scam notoriously onto Republic TV, even though there is not a single complaint against Republic TV, either through regulators, BAG or Hansa Research, or through any other competitors or anybody else for that matter. They have just, on their whims and fancies, needlessly directed this investigation against Republic TV.
Well, in fact, Shivani, we have been fighting this battle with our head held high, given the fact that this is nothing. But as our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, was pointing out, that this smacks of vendetta. Why exactly? Take it back to Palghar, take it to the fight for Sushant Singh Rajput. Now with Hathras, almost every time Republic Media Network has essentially spoken for the public, we've seen that there has been a huge backlash. And the backlash has essentially come in from whom? It's from the state machinery. And today, what's very important is that this is nothing but media persecution. Today, you are basically attacking the fourth pillar of a democracy. And today, you are asking this question that who exactly is your source? And let's put this into perspective, Shivani. Take it back right from the time that Parambir Singh had held that press conference. We raised this question that, Mr. Singh, why did you not actually make a mention of another network, the other network which was mentioned in the FIR? That same very evening, we brought out to the public, for the entire nation to watch, that there was another network whose name was mentioned in that FIR. What is very surprising, I've covered the Mumbai police for very long, for over a decade now. And I can tell you with some amount of authority here, Shivani, that when there is a complaint that has been registered against someone, the first priority would have been given to call them for questioning and not what really transpires at a later stage of your investigation. So even if Republic TV's name was coming up at a later stage, perhaps you could have done that at a later stage. But what about beginning? your entire investigation on the basis of the complaint that was registered? That's the basic question. Now, the counter that has been put forth by Mumbai police all this while, that it is the prerogative of the investigative agency. Yes, it is the prerogative of the investigative agency. If that's the argument, then it is the prerogative of a journalist not to reveal their sources. Let's make that amply clear. We'll be loud enough to tell this to the Mumbai police, that once again, if you keep asking this question, reveal your sources, then perhaps you are walking down the slippery slope. And as Abhishek was pointing out, the Supreme Court is certainly watching as to what really is happening. And over the last few months, we've been battling this entire, multiple cases that have been thrown at Republic Media Network time and again, which has only smacked of nothing but some sort of a vendetta. And the state is essentially using these institutions, misusing, if I may say so, misusing these very institutions, which at some point in time was the pride of the nation. But today, look at what really has transpired. Time and again, you've seen one particular network again and again being targeted. And this time, we have put it out in public domain that this is nothing but vendetta, because when you have a complaint that is registered against another network, the Mumbai police very conveniently ignores the fact. And not just that, they are speaking to that very network on the same very night when the FIR basically came out in public domain. And very surprisingly, the Mumbai Police Commissioner gives a clean chit. So of course, we're going to raise that question, and not just us. Almost everyone who's been standing with Republic Media Network is again and again asking this question. Why this action,
Shivani?
Mr. Parambir Singh?
Yeah. I have very limited time, Saurabh. If you want, you can make one final statement.
Shivani, and I'm saying that, this case should become a test case in some way, and that's the reason why I feel courts should intervene, because so they set aside some kind of code of conduct so media is not harassed in this manner. I know Abhishek for a long time. I know Niranjan.
But who could have thought in 2020 this can happen? It's only happening in Maharashtra over the last few months, Saurabh. And everybody's gone mum, everybody's gone quiet, everybody's turned the other way.
Freedom of expression and freedom of press.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Saurabh and Shravan, for joining us for the meantime.